So racing is way more fun than track days. Track days, you go out there, you do your laps. I mean, it's fun, but it's like racing. You have a goal. You have people to battle. You got your elbows out. You know, it's something to chase. And for me, like being just to compete, I need that. So track days, sometimes I got bored, but racing, it's exciting every lap. And let's say like you're in last place, it's still because somebody had to chase. So it's just to me better. Honestly, I love it. So that's my thing. Racing over track days, end of the week. But the only downside from a like standpoint of money per lap, it's not there. You can spend, say like $300 on a race weekend and do 10, 15 laps. But track day, you spend the same 300, you do, 80 laps. So it just depends. But racing, way more fun than track days, in my opinion.
I
How
I
you feel, TJ?
Whoa. So for me, I started off racing, so it's kind of hard to like argue me out of this. What Smitty's saying. So I started, Penguin Track Days, Penguin Racing School. Excuse me. I started out getting my license for racing. And I raced for 2 seasons before I even went to another track, which was it would be a track day. So to me, when I went to the track day, like it was more of less like a relaxing environment out of racing, and I can just practice on certain things. But I noticed there's just when it comes to racing, there's just certain things when it's like no hold bars. Like
Mhm.
there's like the speed is just there. There's no corners where there's a red marker where you can't pass. So you give it your all, and you get faster that way too. But yeah, I didn't do a track day until like 2 years after racing. So I'm all for racing.
I love it. I
Yeah,
like that.
man. I completely agree. I think that, and we'll leave the last part for track days, track stars. For me, yeah, but it's the risk, right? I mean, I think with when you do track days, there's less. Obviously, you can still drop your bike, but it's less of a risk than when you're out there racing, going full. But when you get past that and you're just out there, like there's a challenge that at the end of the day is you can when you're driving home, you think about the mistakes you've made, but you also think about the gains you made, and especially if it's a track you love, it's way more fun. It's just a competition, and it's going to be a real competition than you going out there with your buddies battling back and forth in the track day. It's going to be a little bit more real than that because it's not just sections of the tracks or stuff like that. It's the length of 8 laps, 12 laps, depending on the track.
I do want to
I've
say
been
you also get to see riders' full potential. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but you get to see riders'
nah,
full
nah, nah,
potential.
no.
So
I've been really close to racing. I think my second season back in track days in 2019. I thought about getting my race license, and then I thought about getting it again in 2020. Uh, but I got in. I crashed my bike pretty good in 2020 on a track day, and I hurt myself, and that kind of I always know that when you go to a track day, there's rules, right? And I know that when you're racing, the rules are kind of out the door. You're competing now, so there's a little more risk that you take and other people take also. And then also me being in the track industry for so long, at that point I also learned that the difference between racing and track days wasn't that different, because even in racing you have the novice racer who just started racing, and then you have the really experienced racers who maybe didn't go up to amateur, didn't go up bump up to the next level, trying to win a championship or trying to get leadership points in their division. So you have a big discrepancy in the ability of the riders. So you have riders who are just new trying to take big risk, and you have riders with more experience who not necessarily don't take the big risk, but are there's a big differentiation in skill level and speed. So, and you're all bunched up in one group. So that really like scared me about racing. And I think in track days I enjoy it. I truly do. I feel like I'm learning every day when I go to a track day. And one of the coolest things happened today. If you were paying attention on Instagram and follow Josh Heron, he posted a picture today of him I don't know if it was in the race. I think it was in the race. And he was looking at his body position, and he says that he really struggles making right hand turns, and that they're extremely difficult for him. And for him seeing a picture and seeing how much he's progressed in his body positioning, making right hand turns, man, when you hear a freaking professional racer champion this year make a comment like that, it's the same thing we're doing in track days. We're really like looking at our track day photos and trying to get better, and we know that we're struggling with right or left hand turns. So I don't think I'm really missing anything in racing besides the experience of actually competing to get to the front of the grid.
Oh, I think maybe listen. You gotta try it before you say that, man. You gotta try it at least one time before you say that. I got a bike for you to ride, so you don't have to worry too much. You know what I'm saying? But I do believe, I in hindsight, for me, I wish I did track days alongside racing, because track days is where you go to work on the things that you need to work on, so that way when you're in the race you're doing those things. It is a combination of that. So where I was trying to work on things while in the race, and you're gonna go slower before you go faster when you're trying to fix things. So
Yeah.
I don't believe it's the either or. I think you need to be on a bike as much as you possibly can, regardless if it's dirt, wood, or street or whatever. And so it's the seat time that really makes your talent shine. And so it's both. I don't think it's either or. But I think Trax Starz for you. I think at least it took me almost 7 years before I did a track day. So I mean, we can get you to do one race.
Do one. And also, what I'm gonna add with racing that I enjoy, before the race, let's say like hour before, I'm nervous the entire time. Like I start putting my headphones, music, start pacing around. But even though it sounds weird, I enjoy that feeling of being nervous. Before the race, and I put on the helmet. I get on the bike. Do like the one sighting lap.
Mm-hmm.
The whole time I'm nervous.
Right.
The nerves only stop when the green, flag drops.
Right. And
the nerves go instantly.
Right.
And I love that feeling,
And I'll add to that to say that, and I remember this when I first started racing. I used to see the experienced guys, and Track Stars, and you guys, you may think about like Josh Heron and all these superstars. But when I started racing, I didn't even think about superstars and stuff like that. But I used to see these expert riders walking around the track, and they walked around like gladiators. You know what I'm saying? There's a certain kind of energy that you see, and when I was new, I was in awe of that, because I was just like, you can see the difference. And what I realized is that, you're just more present. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you go into war, you're just more present in that moment. You're everything, and you're just so focused. You're not thinking about nothing else tomorrow, nothing. You're just, everything is that next moment. Check my tire warm. Is this? You're just present. And I, not to say you can't get it from a track day, but racing is like going to war, even at the club level, because you're putting your life on the risk. More so than a track day.
It's like track days. It's like going to the gun range. Racing is going to war.
Yeah.
Come on,
different.
man.
So
See, How you feel, TJ?
I mean, yeah, I mean, like I said, I was bred into racing. I mean, I rode on the street for a long period of time, and I found out about motorcycle racing before track days. So I'm all about speed, and I do like racing and over track days, but I do like finding new tracks. So you can't race at every single track. So I do like finding new tracks now, just to test my limits and see what I can do out there. But I mean, I do like chasing down riders or seeing what they can do, and then like Smitty was saying, you do get those butterflies before races. You can joke around all before, say how many races you have, but once it's like two races before yours, and you got to get that mindset right.
You're nervous.
You get nervous. You don't want to talk to no one, or you don't want no
Leave me
distractions.
alone.
And,
You
yep.
you pee a lot.
Remembering your grip position, you gotta lock in. So it's a lot. And I do like that rush as well. So yeah, it's just a good feeling.
Yeah, and Smitty's
I do
Man,
right.
like.
I wanna tell you that thing about the nerves. Man, I get nervous every time I grab my helmet.
Oh,
Okay.
me too.
Oh
Me
yeah,
Even
too.
yeah,
even even when I'm gonna ride on the streets, like my stomach hurts. I and not to be nasty, but I have to go. First thing in the morning, like if I know I'm going to ride, my stomach hurts. Every track day, my stomach hurts.
yeah.
Like, and I've been doing this since 2008,
Right.
but my stomach hurts every time I get on that bike, or I'm thinking about getting on that bike. Like, it's the one thing that doesn't change, no
Right.
matter what. And on track days, especially, like, I'm I get nervous. That's what it is, There's something I tell every rider, The one thing you want to hold on to is fear.
Right.
You never want to let go of fear. You have to fear. Fear is also a good thing.
Oh,
It's
it is.
something that motivates you, and because you want to conquer it, you
Right.
want
Right.
to conquer that fear.
Right.
And when you lose the fear, you're trying to conquer something else, and usually that something else ends in disaster.
Right. Yeah, you're dangerous.
So yeah, so
Yeah.
it's very important to feel those butterflies
Yeah.
constantly every time, and that's something that I feel at every track day. Like I said, I even feel it when I grab my helmet to leave my house to ride in the street. I have to put the helmet back down, go to the bathroom, and then go out, and I feel like I'm ready.
Right. No, it is.
Um,
It is definitely a check system. You know what I'm saying? Because you hear all the greats, everybody talk about that fear before whatever they're doing happen. And for some people, they struggle with that. And like you said, Track Stars, they should lean into it, not lean away from it. Because whatever you're fearing, if your tire warms is not warm enough, then check it. Your tire pressure not right there, and check it. All the things that you worry about, all these things that you're fearful about, if you check them and you know they're good, when that fear kicks in, you then brush it off because I already did all that. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? But if you never
yeah,
check these things, now you're on the bike out there, something, for me, I can only talk about my experience. I feel something, I'm just like, is my tires not warm enough? Is this, is it that? And I got all these things going on in my head instead of riding. And so I've learned whatever I'm fearful about, just check it out, check everything off. And then that way I don't go crazy, I don't lose myself in my thoughts. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I mean, it's a I mean, just riding motorcycles is the challenge of I don't know. It's almost like I don't want to say. I feel like when we say we're getting on motorcycles or we're gonna do our track day or we're gonna go race, I think every time we know that they could be this could be disastrous, or it could be super good, and I think that's what pushes us every time to keep going back for it, right? Like just the question mark of what is gonna happen today. I'm hoping for this, but I'm willing to accept that, and I'm trying for this not to happen at all, right? Which is ultimately crash, right? Um, and I think for the racer, the track day, and even the street rider, it's to become better than we were riding the day before or the last time we went out on the motorcycle. And there's tools that I think help us continue getting better, right? In the streets is, I think the ultimate thing is coming back home, and or reaching our destination and getting back home. I think at the track, the one tool you really want to help you continue getting better is that lap timer. And I think in the track is actually moving up within the grid. What you guys think?
I mean, in the track, yeah, moving up in the grid is definitely a good feeling. You know what I'm saying? It's just you testing your limits. You see where you can do against others. I mean, what do you think, Smitty?
Well, for me, what like motivates me honestly is the one bike ahead of me. Like even though let's say you have 30 bikes on the track, you're only racing one guy per time, and that's the guy that that's ahead of you. And at that point, like, yo,
And the one
I
behind you
don't
too.
like you. Huh? Say it again.
I said, and the one behind you too. But that's
Nah,
it.
honestly, I don't care about the guy behind me or only guy in the front. But it's like in that moment, I see him or her. I'm like, ill. I don't like you, and I want to pass you because you have my spot, and that motivates me.
Right.
Oh,
You know. But then also, what people don't understand, it's physically demanding racing. And the thing with track days and why it's different. Track days. Let's say you do a 20-minute session, you can ride hard for 10 minutes. Coast for 2 minutes, and then ride hard that last 5 minutes. Racing, you can't do that. You're on it the entire time, and it drains you. And to be honest, what I realized with myself, I was out of shape last season. Playing my videos, I'm there huffing and puffing. I'm out of breath, man. It's hard, man. So this off season, I gotta train hard, seriously, because I was just not fit to ride last year, and it showed.
You be looking for those
Red
those
flags.
flags to tell you when it's halfway done.
Yeah, man.
Or that white flag. You see that white flag, you be
Oh,
like,
I hate
"Oh
that
my
shit.
god, thank goodness!"
Yeah, no. I like
Yeah.
I don't like red flags, but I like when the laps are cut. Instead of 8, it's 5 laps. I'm like, oh, I didn't have it
Yo,
in me.
8 is hard, man.
And so to get back to the physical part of it, you're absolutely right. You have to train to a certain level to be able to race. And you talked about the price as well of track days versus racing and stuff like that. I used to sign up for like 6 races, 3 races a week, 3 races a day, and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
by
$500 easy.
by Sunday morning, I'm like, I'm not doing those 2 races. I can't. I physically can't. You know what I'm saying? I wake up Sunday
hard,
morning
yes.
and it's just kind of like, and I did this for a while before. I'm like, now it's this times I'm like, I'm popping painkillers because my body hurt before I was training. You know what I'm saying? And now I got to the point where in 21, it got to the point where I could do 8 races in a weekend. And one of them being the GTU, which is usually like 24 minutes, and be completely fine. But I had to step up my training to do that. Where with a track day, I don't know how many people do every session at a track day. I usually do like 4 to 5 sessions and tap out usually the last 3 kind of thing. But you have to physically be there, and that's the hard. But once you're there, though, racing is so much easier.
So that's your challenge right there. When you're at the track days, when I go to the track day, my goal is from the jump. That's why I'm telling you guys. You guys will fall back in love with track days if you fall in love with your lap timer again. So the first thing I do, my first session is turn your GoPros on, guys. Everyone listening, get your lap timer and get a GoPro or Insta360. I now went from GoPro to Insta360. I have 2. But the one tool that I don't play around with is my lap timer.
Yeah.
So the first thing I do is first session, make sure everything's feeling good, my body, and I head out on that first session. Don't miss any sessions. First session, go out. put your lap timer on as soon as you click out of the gate and go. Don't go crazy. Just try to see exactly where you at, how you feeling with the bike. Come out after doing every single lap possible. Don't stop until you see the checker. Because this is also producing your stamina. Now you're working on endurance while you're still chasing a lap time. I'm not telling you chase lap times your first session, but just see where you at, where your body's at, where your bike's at the first session, and see exactly how you feeling. Boom, come out and you see that lap time. It's horrible.
Right.
Your first session is the worst session you can have because you're not at yourself. You're getting comfortable. It's cold in the morning. You just getting the wits of yourself. But now that sets the goal for the second session. So you're trying to beat what you did the first session, second session, the third session. You're trying to beat what you did and then that fourth session. You already know lunch is coming.
Right.
So you already trying to calm down again and get ready for lunch. After lunch, this is your race session because now you basically did qualifying in the morning.
Right.
You had your lunch.
It's not the same. It's like the sprint in the
Yo,
GP.
but I'm telling you because you gotta find an approach to it, right?
I agree.
If you're the racer who you can't go to that weekend's races, but you're trying to remain competitive and focus for your next round, you have to figure out what you're gonna do at the track day to keep you in shape for next week that you are going to the races.
Right.
So again, your morning sessions are qualifying or your race practice day. And then the second session after their first session after lunch is your first race.
Right.
And when you go out there, and I'm talking about in your expert class, we are not doing this in intermediate. We are not doing this in novice, people. We're riding respectfully when we're in intermediate. We're riding super respectfully when we're in novice. Only in advanced and expert sessions do you do what I'm talking about. So then now is your race session after lunch. My man, you know where you've been because you've done consecutive lap times, probably your second and third session, and your fourth session now. You kind of played a little bit your first lap or two to see, and then you relax. You already know you at probably, if you're trying to be your best time, you're a second or two away from your lap record at that track.
No.
So now you're going to really beat that lap time.
Right. Rossi said that, if you go to a track, you got to have a plan, essentially. You have to be working on something all the time. So I completely agree with that. But at some point, the advanced and the experienced rider needs to go racing because they can't progress anymore in session or platform, essentially, because they're just that good. And I've had other people on the show, and and they've had coaches saying, all right, anything more, you got to go racing to get more than what you want, because at some point you got to go. You know what I'm saying? You can't get that much better because it's not the same environment.
Listen, I know for a fact, out of all my friends, the fastest guys are the guys who are racing. That's a fact.
Right.
I'm nowhere near their skill set. And even friends who were slower than me, once they went racing, got faster than me. But I'm talking to those people who I guess have that fear for racing and want to continue to enjoy the track days, or don't feel they want to take that risk of racing.
Right.
Or to the racer who thinks he cannot have a good time at the track day. There's a way to do it, because it's true. There's moves that people do during racing that they will not do at a track day, and would be completely irresponsible to take during a track day. Go ahead, Smitty. I haven't heard from you.
No. So one thing I'm gonna add is back on the whole fitness thing. And people say, like, why is it hard? You're on a bike, the bike's doing the work. The best way to explain it, it's like riding a bull. The bull's doing all the work, but you were holding on for dear life. And that takes a lot of skill and effort and strength to do. And the bike is the same exact way. You're on the bike, you're on the brakes hard, you're pushing, yourself to not fall over the bike. Then you're on the gas, you're holding on again. It's like you're turning, it's just so much. You're trying to muscle a 400-pound machine below you. And that's, where the effort, comes from. So those people who always ask, why is riding a bike so hard?
Right.
That's why. It's a lot, It's not easy at all, So
and also as a new rider, you ride more tense. I used to ride around the track, gripping for dear life the whole
super
time,
tense.
and that fatigues you after a while doing that. Once you learn, you just gotta brace when you're braking, and just certain points you have to learn where to rest. You know what I'm saying, and where to work and manage that. But I think that comes with the experience. But you also, again, you still have to be in, my best years of riding is when I trained for the marathon. And so I look at like my training, like I got to train like I'm training for a marathon to go racing for the season. Because just with scheduling and life happenings and all these things, like when there's the off season, like we're kind of having right now, this is the time when you start to train and bulk up and do all the things you need to do. Because if you're in really good shape, you have such an easier season because you less to think about.
Rex, hey, you said bulk up? I'm trying to bulk down.
No,
I got 20 pounds.
Yeah, not in the sense of bulk up, but in endurance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. And it's mostly legs. It's mostly legs and your abs. It's not really your arms that much. It's really, a lot of running or cycling, a lot of ab work and that kind of thing, because that's what you're holding on with, right? That's what, you should be really limp with the bars, right? Except for when you're, a little bit of input and stuff like that. But when you're braking, in theory, you're gripping the tank to kind of alleviate some of the weight on your upper body and stuff like that. But when you're new, you don't know any of that stuff. You just hold on for dear life, and then you just I remember having my muscles fail where I just collapsed on the tank because my arms wouldn't hold me up. And I think when you deadlift or lift weights till your legs or your arm give out, that's what it was like, and that's scary, especially at Loudon going into turn 3 because there's only a wall in front of you. But so I definitely realized you gotta it's more flexible and core.
Okay, so
Definitely.
Rex or TJ. So what your plans to train? Like, what's your plan?
Oh, for me,
training,
yeah,
off season, yeah.
For me, is the gym 5 to 6 days a week between cycling, between walking and running. And abs every day. But I've been since I pretty much do abs a lot. When I lost my spleen back in 2018, when you can't move, it's not a nice feeling. So I think I'm a little anal when it comes to my ab workout because that was one of the hardest things to rebuild. But 4 sets. I don't do anything crazy that kind as far as abs, but just the continuous. It's just building over time, and that's pretty much it for me. I got the what is this thing called? I gotta look it up now. I got this Blaze Pod as well, so to work on reaction time and stuff like that. So Blaze Pod, resistant band, not heavy weights, a lot of squats, lateral squats, and a lot of legs. So yeah, and it depends. So it depends how many races you want to do in a weekend. I think if you want to do like maybe 3, it's one thing. If you try and do like 8, it's another thing too. You know what I'm saying? So I think you'll figure out what you want to do, because once you can't do it, it doesn't matter what you sign up for. So you know what I'm saying, that's going to be, but that's what it is for me. I'm also racing the KTM, so it's not as crazy as the R6 or middleweight bike or 1,000. Middleweight bike or 1,000 is a lot more effort than the KTM. So for me, these last couple of years, I don't have to put in as much as I would have to if I was going to run the R6 all year.
Okay, fair enough. How about you, TJ? What's your plan to train for all season?
He's young. He just
so we're stuck. I'm stuck up here in the Northeast, so it's pretty cold up here. So I can't really do no uh riding training. Well, I can, but I'm just gonna be working out, and when I get the chance to ride on the bicycle and stuff like that. Some of my friends be on the ice, doing ice racing or riding and stuff like that.
Nice.
But I'm not doing that. Well, can't say I'm not doing
Right.
that, but well, it's not as of yet. Not into it
And
yet,
there's
but
karting as well, man. So
yeah. So I was gonna say I do the karting. So that's what I get into during the winter is just the indoor karting, which is pretty fun.
I wish they had the karting for the mini GP bikes because that would be insane.
I
I'm
know.
waiting for them to do
That's
that.
that's what I'm
I
waiting
would
for.
love to invest in this, man. If somebody freaking had something like this or a plan of have electrical bikes, because I know the main thing here in the East Coast is that they had to do away from the gas powered go karts, so now everything's electrical
right.
indoors, and they could do this with bikes, man. I would love to invest in it, but even for track days where I'm training, like right now, this is my I let go from my birthday in September to December 25th. Well, really 26th because we have like the Christmas Eve and then Christmas Day dinners and we eat a lot. But then right after that, I'm in the gym 2 times a day.
Wow.
Stairmaster, biking, and running. And like you said, it's a lot. I do legs, 3 times a week, core every day, and then a body part where I concentrate on chest,
Yep.
arms,
Back.
legs, back. Every day I do a part of the body, but legs I do 3 times a week. Cause like you said, this is all legs, and then a lot of cardio. Um, I think training is the one part where we see a lot of people just lack on. You know what I'm saying? Like, and hey, I've seen a lot of big guys at the track that they move, boy.
Right.
They move, but I tell them like, how much faster would you be if you was fit?
Yeah.
Like you be a problem.
Right.
Right.
Like you're a problem already, but you be something vicious out here. But nonetheless, this we do this for the passion of it, and sometimes I think when we add that side of the fitness and the actual work, I think people kind of get discouraged from it and say it's not fun anymore because they're taking it that seriously. But those who are trying to win and move up the grid need every advantage possible because you could only tune the bike so much. You could
Right.
only invest so many things in the bike.
You
You
gotta
could
tune
only
yourself.
make it so lighter, so much lighter with the carbon parts. If you lose weight or you make yourself fit, it's equivalent to 10, 15 horsepower. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right. And I do believe that if people got into a certain amount of shape before they got to the racetrack, I think they'll enjoy it a little bit more. Because a lot of people, when your muscles are aching the next morning, it's not fun. If you try and put your shirt on and it hurts and all these things, you're not gonna sit here and say, "Hey, let me go do that next week." You're gonna run from those things. So, like and it's a way of life. I mean, I think when you're young, you can get away with not training as much and stuff like that. But after a certain age, it has to be a way of life because when you're in shape, everything is easier. Walking around is easier. Everything is easier. So it just makes sense. I mean, I know people's life may not allow them to at times, but it's something that I think it just for me, I realize the difference, and I see when I don't work out. You know what I'm saying? I see what my body's like
Sure.
as well.
I guess the other thing that we missing out on too, besides preparing your body physically, is preparing yourself mentally, and I think that comes from another type of training, which is investing in a coach. Because
Right.
sometimes I think when they get at a certain level, even people in track days, once they hit intermediate, they're like, "Oh, I don't need
The
the
school
GP
anymore.
the GP1 class. I don't need the
Right.
novice class anymore. I don't need to sit down with a coach anymore." And I think that's the time when now you really need to speak with a coach, because everything that you've learned, the basics, and even past the basics, I think now you need to fine tune, and that's where you find time also. So how do you guys feel about? Have you guys reached out to any coaches, like, to train you guys and work with you guys at the track?
I have, yes, I have actually. So last year, a friend of mine who rides with me, he's faster than me. He coached me a little bit last track day. But there are two pros that I reached out to that are willing to do a full day of the track, with me next year also. So
Who
I
did you
mean,
reach out?
yeah.
Or can you release those secrets? Because you seem to be holding on to them.
For
That's
sure.
another thing at track day, that these people don't want to give you they secrets out, they
sauce.
tools.
No. It's all
Sauce.
good, man. It's all good. So Brandon Posh, we spoke like a while ago, and
I
Samoa
love
America,
BT.
right? Samoa America, they have their race at Barber. I want to say sometime next spring. But there's always a track day at Barber right after that same race on the Monday. So we're gonna try to talk and have him do a coach session that Monday after their race. So
Oh
and
yeah.
then
Yeah.
and then but the other guy, a guy named Jeff Tate, he's a
Yeah.
so those two guys. So yeah, ain't no secret though. You know
Oh,
what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
there's no secrets. I mean, I see what he's saying with like the intermediates when they feel comfortable, they just think they know what they're doing. But I feel like if they try to go racing, it's just a whole different vibe, whole different story. I mean, you get put in your place real quick, and you humble yourself real quick, where you want to learn and figure out how is someone getting around the corner when you feel like you're just as good as them. But there's for the club racing I'm in, there's Eric Wood, who's a professional racer. I look at him as he runs the program. He does the Penguin Racing School, so he actually has an advanced class that you can take that he offers every single race weekend. I unfortunately have not had an opportunity to take it yet. Obviously, it's due to more of racing funds, but I'm gonna definitely take advantage of that soon. So, but he definitely offers a racing class. So.
Okay, dope.
Yeah.
Me and Rex been talking about Yamaha racing, so
Yeah.
But
So
Chan School?
yeah, I'll talk about the mental side for me, and for me, like TJ, I did the Penguin School. I've done a couple of the advanced schools early on. And in 2017, after 2017, I just raced. I got a lot of, I watched a lot of videos online. So a lot of YouTube videos, anybody that was talking about racing, I was watching it to see if it would be helpful in any stretch of in any way or anything like that. I did sign up for a couple of years ago. I did sign up for the Champ U, the online program, and watch their videos and stuff like that. So I did do that. And then a couple of years ago, I did the California Superbike School, their first and second session. So I do recognize that, like training, and it depends. It depends what you want to get out of it. But for me, it probably took me longer than I wanted to realize like I need to get to go and take some classes. But now switching to the KTM's is one of the reasons of just trying to be a better rider. Just to focus on body position, carrying more corner speed and stuff like that. Taking the Superbike school at 1 and 2 sessions and stuff, and just learning. And now, Trax Starz is saying, trying to work something out with the Yamaha school in general. But I'm hoping to take a session next month with them as well. So that's something I know I can get faster. And so, my mentality is, doing whatever I can do within my budget and ability to get faster. And definitely, whether it's a private coach like Smitty was talking about, or a school that can make you better, is definitely the way, because the mental toughness that's the hardest part. You hear people say that's 90% of racing is what's between your ears. And so the more information you have, and the faster you can process that information in real time, is going to make you a better rider.
Okay,
Now,
okay.
definitely. I mean, even myself as a track day rider, um, I'm always looking to get someone to work with me. I work with so many riders as I do track days and stuff. And I be coaching all the time. Even on my personal days when I'm at the track for myself, I always take time to give somebody some of the knowledge I have, and invite them to my track days. But I'm always looking for the coach to help me. Like, I have no pride in that. Like,
Right.
I release the ego. I'm asking questions. I'm looking for the faster rider, like Smitty says, who's the guy in front of me I can't catch. And I'm looking for that bike consistently, and trying to get in the grid without even telling him. Because I don't want to see nothing different than what you're doing. I want you to be consistent with
Right.
whatever. I don't want you to slow up for me to keep up, or speed up because you're trying to lose me. I'm trying to see exactly what you're doing, and that my day I'm getting closer and closer to that tail until I pass you. Then I'm looking for the next rider. But yeah, when I get a chance, I'm always looking for the coach, and looking for things to do outside of what we're doing. Because sometimes also we learn from flat tracking.
Yep.
I done super camp a couple times already, maybe 3 or 4 times.
Hold on, real quick.
American super camp.
How was Super Camp? Because I want to do it one day. How was it?
Yo, that is the most fun camp you could do, and you learn so much about that rear tire. That's one of the things that really got me comfortable with locking the rear, and
Yeah.
then that bike just swerving on you, and then you just being confident that that bike is gonna regain traction and you're gonna be able to go through that turn. So it brings that kind of inner peace that is not gonna happen on Super Camp. You're learning more with the front tire tucking on you, because it's dirt and you're
Right.
not using the front brake, you're using more the rear to turn the bike. And it's mind
So,
boggling, but Danny Walker, who's the guy who hosts the American Super Camp, he's so good at explaining to you how it's gonna help you and
Okay.
how it does transition to road racing or track days. And you have some of the best riders from Moto America there. You have Jay Gagne, you have Cam Peterson, you have uh
oh, they always get those type of training, and they don't waste
yeah,
time.
you got Dunham. You have so many of them, and some of the Azra guys too. Just
Where's
the
this
top.
located?
It's all over the East Coast. But the one I like to go to is the one in Delaware. Probably the closest one for us to attend,
Right.
and it's like 4 hours away. But yo, it's worth it. You just bring yourself. You don't need to bring anything. They provide the bike, they provide the helmets, the gear, everything. You just bring some nice thermal to wear under and stay warm, because in that time when they do the Delaware one is around like April or May, and it's a little could be a little cold, but you heat up as soon as you get that bike turned on.
Right. You don't realize how warm you can get once you start riding. What about, we talked about physical parts of the off season and mental part. What about the bike and trailers and whatnot? What do you guys do? For your off season for service and prepping and all that stuff. Nothing. Nothing.
Nah, there's a lot. I do a lot. I mean, with the motorcycle, number one, we're servicing our motorcycle straight throughout the year. There's no question about that. After every 3, 4 track days, I change my oil, change all the fluids, bring it to Ducati New York, let them service it, run through it. Tires, I'm constantly changing tires, so um, that's being worked on. But like you said, really important to service your trailer. I bring my trailer every year in to change the
Yeah,
bearings.
yeah, yeah.
Um, uh, Make sure that they all the things on the trailer is good, because like there's welds and little things that need to get replaced. Sometimes
To help.
the crank that brings it up and down, you know what I'm saying? The rust on the chains, replacing them if they need to, or cleaning them the rust off and repainting them and putting some. Yo, listen, I have no mechanical knowledge, but I just try to make sure that I'm staying on top of my service things. You know, servicing everything that I can service
Right.
or bring somewhere to service. My car, your SUV, whatever. Yo, you need to make sure one of your Christmas gifts is tires for your car, because I go through
I need
tires
that.
every year from towing.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
you can't believe it until you see it's the end of the year and you bring it to the Mercedes dealership, and they're like, those are rear tires are balding out. And you're like, what? Is
Wow.
that time again? So tires for your car. We buy tens and I don't know how many sets of tires for our bike during the season, but our car we don't buy it for. And
Yeah.
we're changing the oil on the car, but servicing that, the rear shocks on your car. Oh my god,
Nah.
they're super important.
Yeah, definitely need all those. Then I mean, definitely changing the oil on the bike, and making sure like you got all your parts that you need. I'm gonna start trying to get little extra pieces here and there.
Yeah.
Um, and this year, I definitely got to get my fork serviced and a couple other things that I just need to add. Like I want to put on some new grips, making sure everything's tight. But other than that, yeah, you definitely can get all that set and straight and have it ready. But if you don't have your transportation and none of that right,
Ain't going
you ain't
nowhere.
gonna make it. So I
You
definitely
ain't
need some.
going nowhere.
I need some tires for my truck. That is definitely something that's needed for sure.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, definitely.
And that's the worst feeling, man. I've totaled one car in Washington D.C. going to Homestead to the track from Mass. I remember another time I was going to Daytona and got a flat by my boy's house picking up his bike, and I forget what it was. I couldn't. There's something. Oh, I couldn't because I didn't want to ride without a spare. So it's like I couldn't just put on the spare because I'm not going to ride from Boston to Florida without a spare tire for the truck. Lucky thing I was able to use his truck instead. But like that's the worst feeling to have your vehicle not work the day of or wherever you're about to go before you go for the weekend, because you save money. Well, you don't save money because you already paid for all this stuff and you don't get it back. So that's the worst feeling if your car ain't running right.
I've had that before. It's miserable.
So
Man, that's the one thing. Like sometimes you forget. You just when I first got the trailer, I didn't service it for the first year. And then someone told me, "Yo, have you checked the bearings on your trailer? You know you're supposed to change that."
right.
I said, "For real?"
Yeah, you
You
don't
gotta
know.
change it. Oh,
I did not know.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yeah, freaking, I lost the tire on the highway of the
Yeah.
trailer." And he was like, "That's how he found out." I said, "No way." He said, "All right,
You,
all right."
yeah, no, that's
I'll be the next day get that changed.
yeah, we see that. I see that all the time going up and down the East Coast. Trailers losing their tire, literally coming off. And again,
Coming on.
yeah, and you're already in a rush anyway if you're on the highway. So it's one of those. I check before I leave. I check my tires. I check the tire pressure on the trailer, all that stuff, because I don't want anything to leave me on the roadside when I could have just checked it. You know what I'm saying? It'd be one thing if something you can't check, but the things that you can check, because that's the difference between having a halfway decent time and a bad time.
That's a fact.
Yep, you definitely want to go to have a good time. So
So
We got, we got, we definitely got to do a day, all of us together, man. I hope
listen, man, I'm
we
trying to get
got.
this endurance thing going, man. You come on board, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's right
I
there.
I don't
Hey,
know,
I
I
mean,
don't know. I'm
you
not
know
gonna
all
say
you
no,
know
but
all these
I'm not
races.
gonna commit.
Hey, on
Come
the
on,
track
track
day
star,
at
track star.
Laguna Seca, we doing that next year.
What you says, man?
Doing
TJ.
track day next year.
Yeah.
Laguna Seca.
Yeah, I definitely
Okay.
want to go to Luna Seca. No, I was saying, all these races that you're talking about, Josh Herron, all these professionals. I can't believe not one of them is like, hey, you should try racing.
No, they all tell me. They all tell me. Especially I'm always around Josh, Loris, TJ, PJ Jacobson. I was just with Brandon Posh the other day. Corey, I'm always around Corey Alexander, Eric Wood. I go to all the Ducati events, Jason Mackey. They all tell me that it's important to go racing because that's really the next level of learning. And I think I am gonna do it one day. I just don't feel like I'm ready to do it now. Um,
Okay.
Yeah.
and I think like it's such a big investment. Like you said, track days for the most part are free for me. I can go to a track day and just and show up and ride, or coach. But racing, it's another investment. And with my son in college right now, he goes to Carnegie Mellon. That's 40,000 a year that I'm supposed to be paying or helping him pay, so he doesn't graduate with loans.
Okay.
Um, that's like a huge thing for me right now. And racing would cost me a lot. But I think definitely I have to get that check. I think it adds credibility to what I'm doing too, because I'm a coach who's never raced,
Right, right,
and
right.
I think people really respect me as a track day coach. But I think it's definitely something that you want to be able to say that you have done.
Right.
And I'm definitely encouraged by all these guys to go racing. They think I'm good enough to go racing, but I kind of doubt myself.
We'll
We
get
got
you
a
in.
super
We do.
street class too, so you
Yeah.
ain't even got to get a. You can tape up your lights and still go out there and ride back home.
Yeah. Oh, get on a mini bike. You know, Azra got their mini bike series as Smitty was just talking about Laguna Seca next year. Let's talk about like what is the plan for you if you guys looked at your schedule yet for next year and as far as how many track days or racing you guys gonna do and like I said for Track Stars. There's definitely mini bikes that you can race, KTM small bikes to race, just to figure that out before you jump on with your Ducati B4R. You know what I'm saying? So what's the plan for next year, guys?
Well, for me, same race schedule. I'm gonna do a couple rounds at Barber, a couple at I rode Atlanta, and maybe probably those two for the most part. However, I'm trying to do a few more track days at least before each race to practice for the race weekend. But then next year I'm trying two new tracks. I'm doing a track day at Coda with Ride Smart. That's their track day org down in
They're the
Texas.
best.
Ride Smart, okay, good, good. And then also Laguna Seca. But
Cool.
like Track Starz said, the Super Camp, I'm gonna try it for sure. Well, not for sure, but that's on my list of things to attend. The Super Camp. So
I could probably make a call to Danny and see if we all us four sign up for Super Camp.
that'd be sick, man. Straight up, that'd be sick, man. That'd be sick.
Yeah.
Get us some type of discount. I'll talk to Danny.
Okay.
Right now, I'm I'm doing my Neymar series. I think it's 6 rounds, so try to do as many rounds as possible. During those rounds, they also do track days in between. So if I can't make a round, I usually try to do a track day. Definitely gonna try to attend with Cycle Smith a little more and get some track days that they have at like Palmer and Thompson and around. But try to make it back to New York safety. probably link up with you, Track Stars. Go to some of your track days for sure. But I definitely want to try a new track next year. Not sure where it's gonna be. I'm gonna try to budget myself around if it's somewhere like New Jersey or Road
I'm
Atlanta. I can go down there.
I'm
Stay
gonna have days
somewhere.
at
Try.
NJMP.
So definitely trying to want to try a new track next year for sure to put it on the bucket list. So we'll see how many I can do.
Okay,
Right.
bet.
Well, I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be at the track every month next year, if I can. Well, at least one day or one weekend. I'm gonna jump around in some series, just to brand the show some more and stuff like that. So I'm gonna do some. I'm gonna do some rounds with Wera next year. Probably Barbara, Road Atlanta. For sure. I'm gonna do some rounds with Azra. I'm looking at VIR, probably Pitt. And obviously,
Hell yeah.
I'm trying to get up north to you, Track Stars, and come hang out, do some track days up there, and the same thing with like Troy said, Cycle Smith and stuff like that, and hopefully, I think I don't I know maybe Smitty and I probably be going to Laguna Seca in September. Anybody else here that wants to roll for sure. What I'm saying, we'll be doing that, and I'm trying to do Coda as well. I know they do Coda right around Thanksgiving, so I was thinking about that, but I'm down to do Coda a different month as well. So
Okay.
really, it's really just getting at some cool new tracks or some tracks I like. Race at probably between Neymar, between Azra, between Wera, and the historic league. What are they? I always jack them up, AHRMA. Or whatever, do some races with them as well. And just try to get to as many new tracks as I can. But the goal is, if I'm lucky, 12 tracks next year.
Okay, nice.
Next year, I'm hoping to start right next to Rex in January at Homestead with N2 track days. And if so lucky to somehow be able to do YCRS also that week. But I haven't even booked my flight yet, so I don't think that's going to happen. But what's definitely happening is March Madness with Certified Knee Draggers. They go to Jennings GP for 4 days,
Okay.
$600.
Okay.
And they transport your motorcycle over there for another 500. I think they bring it up from New York door to door.
Okay.
So that's major. Next year in March, if you guys could come down, that'll be crazy. And I could also talk to Los and try to get y'all some type of Track Stars discount. You heard?
All right. Say
So
no more. I'm close to
consider
Jennings.
that's March 20th to March 23rd.
Okay.
So reach out to on Instagram, Certified Knee Draggers. DM him and let him know Trackstar sent you, and he'll try to hook you up however he can as far as transportation and track day, if you need one or the other.
Right.
And then I think from there on, I still haven't picked my days at New York Safety, but I have 3 weekends at New York Safety next year. And I'm planning on doing 3 weekends at NJMP. 2 weekends at
Great,
Lightning and 1 at Thunderbolt.
Okay. All right, man. Listen, I'm gonna have a bike up north, so I'm just gonna hopefully fly in and
Now
and come over.
I hope to see you guys, all you guys there, and the viewers also, whoever's out there.
Yep.
Follow me on Instagram, Trax Starz. That's TraxStarz. _ STARZ. And stay tuned. I post everything that I'm doing most of the time, and I try to keep posted well in advance so you could coordinate, or I help you coordinate how to get to my track days and back.
Nice.
Bet.
It sounds like it's going to be a good time next year. So, when we recap in end of 2025, we can bring this back up and see if we hit our mark.
Okay, for sure.
I think we will.
I think so as well. I mean, I think so as well. It seems like the racing community in general have a lot of cool things to offer, and the amount of track days that are out there, the amount of race clubs that are out there, it's really more just going to be time and funds to really stop it. Where in the past there might have been fewer events.
Oh yeah.
Do we want to get into any MotoGP, or we want to save that for the next one?
You save that, man.
No doubt. Well, tell people how they can find you, man. We go. I'll save mine for last. TJ and Smitty. Trax Starz already kind of gave a little bit of how you can find them, but we'll
Promo.
Find me
You
on TikTok or Instagram. 2 Wheels and Coffee. TikTok is 2_wheels and coffee. But yeah, you can find me on those platforms. My sponsors is J&G Performance, Woodcraft Technologies, Official Vortex, and Hideaway RV Rentals, always supporting me when I'm racing.
Yeah, I might have to use them next year when I go to Loudon.
What's that?
I said I might have to use them next year when I go to Loudon, man.
Yeah, man. So, good thing about there wasn't really around much this year. Not to say much about that, but what's cool about the Hideaway RV Rentals is, say if you wanted to go to the track, you can rent an RV. He can bring it there for you. You go to the track. You have an RV to stay in.
Okay.
And
This
basically,
any track or just
that-
Loudon?
so far it's just growing. So as far as I know, but it's right now it's other locations and just Loudon. This is like a select area. So
I gotta say he
But,
might do New York because I think
he
they're
does
out of New York,
concerts and
right?
other stuff like
Yeah,
that. So
So
yeah,
Yeah,
there's
I'm
different
definitely.
sizes.
Do you have a code?
Yeah, so I can get you more information on that. I definitely can plug into that. So
next round,
get that going.
we're gonna have a code.
All right, bet.
All
And
right.
it's your boy Smitty from Smith Shot Racing, YouTube and Instagram. Same handle.
And it's your boy Trax Starz. Like I always say, stay up on tools. Make sure you guys are getting your Ducati needs from Ducati New York or Warhorse. Mention Track Starz. If you need anything, Dineze, baby, we out here. AGB, TCX. You go into your Dineze store nearest to you or my home store, which is Dineze, New York. Mention Track Starz. We will take care of you. If you need any parts for your motorcycles, reach out to hsbkracing.com. Look up for your parts, give them a call, or email Zach at HSBK Racing and mention Track Stars. They will show you love. AEM Factory, which they make parts for KTM, MV Agusta, and most importantly, Ducati, baby.
Man.
You can use Track Stars right online and they get you a discount. And last but not least, Warhorse NYC, which is for your clothing and apparel. You can use Trackstars 23 at checkout, but there's a better code right now online that gets you 60% off. I think it ends tonight at 12. So I don't know when this is going to air, but maybe they keep it for a couple more days. It's WH60 that gives you 60% off. So, like I always say, stay up on tools. I love you guys. And Rex, thank you for letting us use your platform to talk a little bit about what we love.
Oh man, anytime. Go to B4evaKool.com. Please remember to like and subscribe, comment as well. All that makes us feel good and keep this community growing. I appreciate you guys coming on. I've known TJ the longest. You two guys, I reached out to you out of the blues, and you've shown me love from the beginning. And then to have you guys come out and take your time out of what you're doing to come here, man, I really appreciate it. And I hope 2025 is as they say in the race community, we only drink champagne when we win. So I hope we're drinking champagne next year, man.
Hell yeah.
Bottles.
So that's what it is. So peace.
Peace out.
Hey.